Guys, check out the buildings here, man. Everything, this city is like, all the buildings are brand new and phenomenal. That's the tallest building in the world over there. And we're gonna go up to the top floor at sunset and get a cool video from there to share with you guys. Look at this. This is the richest city in the Middle East. The buildings and the architecture here are just ridiculous. Everything's brand new, unlike New York City, which is actually the richest city in the world. But it's an older city. Look at this place, man. Will you just look at it? What do you think, Darwin?
It's insane.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
I'm never going back home.
This place is fantastic. So how long have you lived in Dubai?
10 years.
And what's it like every year? Does it change?
Every year it change, different change.
So next year when we come here, what will it be like?
When you come next year here in Dubai, you will feel different.
It just they're building everywhere, aren't they?
Everywhere, yeah.
It's fantastic. They have now one of the reasons Dubai is doing so well is they have no income taxes here. So like in the United States, when we had the Boston Tea Party and we broke away from England and the Queen there, the Americans had no income taxes and the industry started flourishing in this early 1800s. The textile industry and the industrial age started taking off, and there was no income taxes. They called it the golden age. That's when all the people, business owners, were able to keep their money instead of giving 50% back to the United States government in taxes. Or that's roughly what it is now. Their sales tax is 6.5%, and there's income tax, there's property tax. The taxes are very low here, so they have 67,000 millionaires live here in this city. 67,000. Can you imagine that? So when you're driving down the road, you see, it's not uncommon to see rows and rows of Lamborghinis and AMGs and CVO Harleys. Darwin, we're going to see the tallest building in the world. You're looking up some stats here. Give us some cold hard stats here for the viewers.
So to put this into perspective, One World Trade Center, 1776 to the tip, right?
1,776 feet.
This one is about 1,000 feet taller at 2722.
That's ridiculous.
Just over a half a mile tall.
So it's a half a mile tall building, and it's 1,000 feet taller.
585 stories.
That's insane. What floor are you on? 585. I guess you're not taking the stairs there, huh? Holy shit! You don't need a stairmaster there. Just go up the stairs once every day and be ripped. So they don't have winter here. It's similar to Florida, I think, as far as the latitude and longitude here, where they're in the sun belt. Would you just look at it? Look at this place. Dubai. The streets are paved with gold. Dubai Holding. That's where all the millionaires. Rows and rows of palm trees. We're on the other side of the world, yeah, and it's freezing cold at home, like below freezing. In here, it's summertime. So apparently this is a thing here. The delivery guys use motorcycles to deliver your food. It says, what does it say? Noon food on it? On time guarantee, and they zoom around and deliver your food. We're at Burj Khalifa Street. I heard the Dubai Mall is like one of the nicest malls in the world. Not that I want to go there. I hate shopping, but if you did, it's pretty fantastic. That's the world's tallest building right there, half a mile high. So our driver just told us that it's very, very safe here. He said you could walk down the road with $1 million in a clear bag and no one will rob you. How come it's so safe here?
Because all city is
I guess the rules are so strict against crime. No crime. There's zero crime here. If you commit crime, they just eliminate the problem, if you know what I'm saying. They're very strict with the criminals here. Not like in the United States where you can do all kinds of crimes and get away with it, and people aren't really safe on the street, you know, like Chicago or New York City. You can get robbed in a New York second there. That's why they say it, New York second, but not here, man. You're safe here. Because the penalties for crime are so extreme. The criminals just go someplace else. I kind of wish they did that in the United States, really. It's gotten too crazy there. So the roads are beautiful here, and there's no income tax, very little sales tax, very little property tax. They don't tax their residents to death like they do in the States. You know, you own a nice house in the United States. Let's say you make $100,000 a year in the United States. You're going to pay 20 to 30% in income tax. If you own a nice house in Connecticut, you're going to spend $12,000, $15,000 a year in property taxes. So it has gotten really expensive in our country. But look at that. That's the world's tallest building, man. Right there. It is absolutely ridiculous. How many floors tall is this? 585 floors, man. We're going to the top floor, so stay tuned. Look at this place. Would you just look at it? Wow. Fantastic. Man, it's just surreal. Now I know how Dorothy felt when she went to the Wizard of Oz. Man, look at that. Freaking unbelievable. Just beautiful. Look at that. Wow. Guys, this building's a half a mile tall. I don't know if the picture's doing it justice or not, but it's just kind of surreal. A half a mile, 585 stories. That's 1,000 feet taller than the World Trade Center, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, World Trade Center.
What's up with the big chrome heart?
76, and this one is 27.
Check this out. What is this? It's a giant chrome heart. Hey, I guess if you got the world's tallest building, you got to have a giant chrome heart, right? So it says, I love Dubai. Look at this. Freaking spectacular. Look at this. Oh, man. That's the world's tallest building right there. Look at that. Huh? Just look at it.
That'll be sick.
Are you kidding me? Check this out. Wow. Just look at it. Oh man, I'm getting wet. I'm not worried about me. I don't want to get the camera wet. So Darwin and I were just rounding the corner here, and I said, "This has got to be the most beautiful city in the world. I mean, what's more beautiful than this for this type of skyscraper city? New York's beautiful, but it's in its own way, but it's old, and this is just taking it to another level, man. Unbelievable." Again, I got to remind you guys, it's freezing cold at home, and it's what, 75, 80 here, Darwin?
Yeah, at least, yeah.
It's ridiculous. This is their winter, and it's like our summer. Halfway around the world.
It's the new Florida.
We're just talking about how we're here because of motorcycles, and how cool it is that something like a hobby that I love so much brings me to so many cool places. It's just awesome. It's more than a hobby, it's a lifestyle, it's a way of living. Everything we do revolves around it, but now and then we get to go to a cool place like this because of it. Dakar, we'll be at Dakar tomorrow. It's a half a mile up. All these buildings are fantastic, but they're overshadowed by the world's tallest building here. And when you stand next to it and look up, it's just ridiculous. So we're walking around the area by the massive building here, and every corner you turn around, you're surrounded by just ridiculous, beautiful new architecture, pavers, and I mean, these streets are literally paved with gold here, man. It's unbelievable how much money has been invested in this area. Parks and gardens, and just fantastic. Look at this. Photographer.
Yeah. Put them on a contract.